Drive down any street and you will see houses for sale. It is said to be a buyer's market, but trying to get that home loan to buy a home, it's a bit more difficult now. Joining me with information that could help you buy that home of your dreams is Benjamin Klehotka from Barrett Mortgage. Welcome, Benjamin. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
It's so true. People go, well, I should be able to buy a home because I see them everywhere, and they're low priced, and there's lots of houses, low interest rates. People want to buy those homes, but putting that buyer and seller together is hard. Why is it so difficult now?
I think there's a few different reasons for that. One is the economy itself. You know, people have had job losses, they've had reductions in income, they can't afford what they want, or they've been missing payments, they haven't been able to save what they wanted for a down payment. Partly it is the lending side as well. Lenders' guidelines have gotten a little bit tighter. There aren't as many programs out there as there used to be, so there isn't as many things to do, many financing options as you used to have.
So how do you help then people either save and know how much they need to save to get a house so that they can buy that home of their dreams?
We sit down with all of our clients ahead of time, give them a plan to figure out for the next 30 days, 45 days, whatever their time frame is, this is what you need to do, this is where your credit needs to be, these are the documents you're going to need put together. Get everything in order before you come in and before you start shopping.
Is the loan process a little more difficult now than before?
It is a little more difficult. It's not as easy as just getting online and 30 days later showing up at closing and buying a house. You need to talk to somebody that is very familiar with the process, and you want to do the pre-approval steps ahead of time, and you need to be a little patient.
Okay, what does pre-approval even mean?
It is the process, it's the loan process itself before you get into underwriting. It's being able to get your taxes together, get your bank statements together and pay stubs, knowing exactly what you can afford, knowing where your credit score is, and where your limits are.
So you don't get the actual loan, but you pre-approve so that once you go house hunting, you know that you will be able to get a loan once you find what you want?
Right. What we will do for our customers is bring them in, have them go through all their financial information, and I will give them usually a price range. This is your maximum, this is kind of where you want to stop looking. And from a real estate agent side, they don't want to go looking for houses with someone until they've gone through this process.
Okay, credit score is a big deal when you get a home loan. How can you get folks to improve their credit rating?
Biggest thing people have to do is catch up on their payments. That's the biggest part of your credit score. If you're behind on things, they have to be caught up as quickly as you possibly can.
Okay, what about amount owed? I mean, it's harder to catch up if you have a lot owed, obviously.
Right. With credit cards, when you're at your maximum and you're at your limits, your scores will come down. Even if you're paying them on time, people are surprised at how...
Yes, that is a surprise.
I paid my payments. Why are my scores so low? Well, when you have a limit of $5,000 and you owe over $5,000, the credit scoring companies take that into consideration, and it's not a good use of credit.
Does it matter how many credit cards you have?
It does. I tell people to limit as much as they possibly can. If you have a lot of cards and there's no balances on them, it's not going to hurt you as much. If you have a few of them and they're all maxed out, though, that's going to cause a problem.
Length of credit?
The longer you have credit, the better. If you have a national credit card...
And yet it's just hard to establish that
It's hard to establish. Students that come in and say, I just graduated, I finally got my student loans, are being paid off. What's the problem? Why can't I buy a house? Well, you don't have a lot of credit. There's just nothing there yet. There's no real score to give you yet.
So in trying to get that new credit, it is important to start early, even if it's just one card or other way to get credit, either a car or something. Right.
Installment loans are the best. Student loans, car payments are the best use of credit when you're younger. Credit cards can be a little bit dangerous. Going to stores and trying to do the 10% off, open a card, it doesn't really help.
That is so tempting, especially if you're a student, to think, well, this is going to, in the long run, help me. I can get discounts.
Right. It does not. The national cards, the Visas and MasterCards are the best to have, and to pay them down, keep them under a third of the limit, and keep them as long as you possibly can, and those will help you the most.
Obviously, all this can be confusing. There's a lot to know. So you are holding a seminar for folks to come learn about credit rating and home loan process and pre-approval. When is that going to take place?
We're going to do it October 11th. It's going to be for anybody that wants to buy a house, somebody that's looking at moving up, or just has some general questions. I'm going to have a real estate agent and a real estate attorney available to answer questions, either on a one-on-one or in a seminar. So anybody can come in and get some basic information.
And that is the date, Tuesday, October 13th?
Tuesday, October 11th.
Okay.
Right.
October 11th?
October 11th.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Benjamin.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you here.